So 2K's back at it again, guys, and if you need some MT or VC, then like the video right now, because trust me, every single person needs some, especially with everything that we're getting in my team. And let me know down below in the comments which player you want the most, because we're going to cover everything that we got today, including the new players, the free cards, and stuff like that. So let's get right into it. The first player that we got to cover is going to be Mr. Meatball right here, Zion Williamson. He's finally getting a card in my team, you know, outside of a Series 1 card, obviously. And you guys can see he can play the center position. Now, when it comes to Zion, I do have the Series 1 card right here, as you guys can see in my collection. And I'm gonna tell you right now, he's going to be super short at the center position. I mean, he's 6'6". I don't understand why he's you know, a center. Now he can play the power forward position too, but I feel like at the very minimum, he should be a small forward. But he is going to be one of the new players that we're getting. And as you know, he is part of the collection for Steph Curry. And so you know that collection is already getting pricey, because obviously with Zion Williamson, you know he's going to be up there, because the amethysts are going for like over 100,000. You know, when it comes to MT, you know, 100,000 VC, 140,000 MT is like usually what they go for. And so if you're like me and you're going for Curry, it's gonna be pricey. And so he's one of the new players we're getting. And then after that, we're also getting Troydan himself, the sharpshooter. Now he's going to be getting an amethyst as well. He's going to be a 90 overall. And I don't know about you guys, but we've been getting a lot of shooting guards lately in my team. We've been getting so many. Now when it comes to him, he doesn't have a card right now in 2K24, but last year he did have an amethyst. He's going to be 6'5", which I feel like definitely he's going to be a great shooter when it comes to my team. And obviously he's known as a shooter, you know what I mean, which definitely does make sense for the Steph Curry collection. So Troydan is going to be another player that we're getting. Once again, he is going to be an amethyst, a 90 overall, and so that's going to be another amethyst that you do need for a Steph Curry. And so you see what I mean, like everyone needs some MT and BC, and so that's another player that we're getting. And then the next player that we're also getting is going to be Hakeem the Dream out here, bro. Look at my boy. Now if you guys remember, last year he had this beautiful pink diamond glitch card, so I do wonder what his three-pointer is going to be on the amethyst, just because this one did have a 93-pointer, and I'm gonna tell you right now, he's not gonna have a 93-pointer on his amethyst. That would be insane if they did that. That would just be wild. I'm gonna say they're probably gonna go, let's see, what was the sapphire one last year? He had a 33-pointer. Interesting. So I feel like they're definitely going to give him a little bit of a three-pointer. Maybe they give him like a 40, maybe a 50. Now this Galaxy Opal one had a 71 three-pointer, but this one obviously was later on. Now when it comes to Hakeem, he is going to be a 7-footer, and then of course a 7'3" wingspan, and so he's definitely going to be competing against the Big Diesel, which at the moment I do have Shaq. Obviously a lot of people were trying to see if we were going to get a counter for Shaq, and by the looks of it, we're going to be getting one, since Hakeem is going to be 7 foot, even though Shaq does have an inch on him. But at the same time though, Hakeem was known as one of the best defensive big guys, actually one of the best defensive players of all time, and so he's definitely going to be that guy when it comes to that. But you guys can see these three amethysts are going to cost a lot of MT and also a VC, especially if you do want to get Steph Curry. Now there's also other stuff that we're getting. Now for example, when it comes to this collection, if you guys saw the pack opening I did, or the pack openings I've been doing for these cards, you know that has been getting crazy. Now they actually ended up adding Brook Lopez, which kind of makes sense, especially with Giannis and Lillard now being on the same team. And so the rubies are 70,000 MT, 50,000 VC, so the amethysts definitely are going to be expensive. He's one of the new players. They also ended up releasing Latrell, so that's going to be another 50,000, 70,000 MT if you guys do want to lock in this collection, obviously. And then there's still the sapphires, of course. And then we do have ourselves, you know, Elton Brand too. And then there's also Chandler Parsons, which at the moment he's 16.8, and then 12,000 VC. Now the thing I will say when it comes to you know, these players and the packs, obviously Steph Curry is going to be expensive, but I do like the fact that the pack markets, you know, especially for the pack prices, 2850 is not the craziest thing. 4,000 MT, obviously it'll add up if you open a bunch of packs. But at the same time though, if they keep these prices and then just increase the odds, which they definitely have been doing every time they add new players into these packs, then I'm hoping they're going to be doing the same thing with Hakeem and, you know, Zion, and then Troydan as well. And so that should definitely help out, especially if you're trying to risk it for the biscuit. But if you're just trying to, you know, buy them straight up, it's going to be pricey to get Steph Curry. Now, also, don't forget that we do have the Draymond Green. I actually ended up just getting Big on Smith right here. I was doing a game, and so he's a free card. And of course, Rick right here is also a free player. And then today, they actually ended up adding a new free player, which of course is Jamal Wilkes right here. So they did give us a free Ruby, and then of course, Draymond Green is going to be an amethyst. And then on top of that, they also ended up, you know, they're going to give us the Clyde Drexler, which, by the way, hopefully we get some locker codes too. But right here, you guys can see the agenda. When it comes to fast breaks, obviously there's 4 of them available right now. Bingo Smith, I do have. Rick, I do have. And then, of course, for Jamal, you do have to win 15 triple threat offline, triple threat online, or co-op games. So basically just triple threat games, 15 of them. Once you do that, you get him for free. And then, of course, if you do want Adams, you have to get a double-double with a player in a game. And I will say the agendas definitely have been easy, even though this one's going to be the longest one because it's going to be 15 triple threat games. So I'm assuming that the next player that they give us most likely will be, you know, a little bit harder or longer than this one. Either way, though, it's going to be a free Drexler and then, of course, a free Draymond Green, which you can't go wrong with. And now when it comes to this collection, the final player will also be available tomorrow for free for Draymond Green and Drexler. And then, of course, you know, when it comes to that player, I'm really hoping that 2K ends up giving us another Amethyst. I feel like that'd be pretty cool to get 3 of them. You know, Draymond Green, Drexler, and then the final player. But knowing 2K, they'll most likely end up giving us a Ruby, even though another Amethyst would be great. And so that's also going to be coming out tomorrow. And then, of course, the double XP weekend clutch on my mind. But then also on top of that, take a look at this. Now, 2K did say that prices are going to be lowered after 3 weeks of them being released. And so keep that in mind when it comes to that too, because we should be seeing the first, you know, price adjustments tomorrow as well, because 2K does say that the values are reduced 3 weeks after they are released. And the first set of players that 2K released were, of course, the 2K Day players, which included Patrick Ewing, and then, of course, you know, Tatum and Klay Thompson, and then also Chris Webber. And so these players right here that you do see, they will be lowered in price. And so, you know, keep that in mind if you are trying to sell them or buy them. Their values are going to be decreasing. Same with like the players for Chris Webber right here. You got the Amethyst, the Rubies. And then, of course, you know, Webber is going to be cheaper to get. Tatum is going to be cheaper to get. And then Klay Thompson also will be cheaper to get, which I'm hoping they do, you know, lower the prices by quite a bit because I want to get this Larry Johnson. And so just like 2K said, after 3 weeks, the players will get cheaper, which I'm assuming that means that the legendary path are also going to get cheaper too. So if you guys were trying to get people like Devin Booker, you know, Damian Lillard, Dark out here, all these other players, their prices will eventually drop. Same with the Mirage players too. Now it's going to be 3 weeks after they do release. Again, 2K Day players were the first ones, as those literally came out when 2K24 came out. And then as the season and then MyTeam and everything else keeps going, the players will get cheaper. So, you know, right now, Steph Curry definitely is expensive. Don't get me wrong. He's going to cost you a pretty penny. But at the same time, though, don't forget, we're getting free players on top of that, too. And it's just the beginning anyway. You don't have to go all out unless you really, really want Steph Curry. But at the same time, though, just make sure that you guys are big brain. And unless you're going after the Kobe collector level, you do not need to get every single player, okay? Keep that in mind. And now for me personally, you guys saw the collection. I'm definitely going to be going after Steph Curry because I do want to get him for videos, for YouTube and stuff like that. Obviously, I do want to make content around him. And so I'm definitely going to be getting all the players, you know, all the Rubies, all the Amethysts, and everything else that 2K is going to be adding, including also, don't forget, they're dropping the prices of players too. And so that's going to be another update that we're getting in MyTeam. And so you guys can see there's definitely a lot that 2K is doing this year. So hopefully you guys are ready, but I did just want to give you guys a heads up. If you guys do want to see more videos, definitely check out the pack opening I did for Steph Curry. Check out the collector level journey. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.